Okay, good. Everybody can unmute themselves.
Yes.
All right.
Yes, thank you.
We're here at who even knows what date it is, October 22nd, 2020, Code Enforcement Task Force meeting, the 400th day of March. So I don't know if you want to read the opening chair statement, and then we can sort of take it from there.
Sure. Pursuant to Executive Order number 20-246, issued by the Office of Governor Ron DeSantis on September 30th, 2020, which extended Executive Order number 20-69, municipalities may conduct meetings of their governing boards without having a quorum of its members physically present or at any specific location by utilizing communications, media technology such as telephonic or video conferencing as provided by Section 120.54 B2 Florida statutes. The members of the Code Compliant Task Force are appearing remotely for this meeting. Procedures for the public comment will be explained by the Assistant City Attorney shortly. Thank you.
Well, good evening, everybody. As you are aware, since the last time, Chairwoman Solaris has resigned effective immediately last week. So we were down to 3 members. Olga, do you read the roll call?
Yes.
Okay.
Roll call. Vice Chair Dominguez.
Here.
Member Rusayas.
Here.
Member Suarez Senior. We do not have quorum.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and read the legal statement anyway, just because it is still a meeting. But as we discussed, without quorum, although you can meet and discuss issues, and I don't know if we've had any call-ins or if there's anybody present who wants to make any statements, obviously we would hear those. You just can't take any formal actions or make any formal representations. But you could still meet.
Ms. Julie, and everyone, we did not receive any public comment on any of the methods the city is providing for these virtual meetings.
Okay. All right, let me go ahead and I'll introduce myself. I'm Assistant City Attorney Rachel Dooley. I'm replacing Dominique Gibbs, who you were used to before. During the middle of the pandemic, we had the change out. And so I took handling code compliance cases. So the task force was assigned to me as well. As was already previously stated, Executive Order number 20-246 issued by the governor on September 30th, 2020, extended the allowance under 20-69 for a virtual quorum and virtual hearings. Any person who is a lobbyist pursuant to Chapter 2, Article 6 of the City Code must register with the city clerk and comply with related city requirements for lobbyists before appearing before the Code Compliance Task Force, also known as CCTF. A person may not lobby a city official, board member, or staff member until registering. A copy of the applicable code section is available in the city clerk's office or online with municode.com. Any person making a presentation, formal request, or petition to the CCTF concerning any real property must make disclosures required by the city code in writing. A copy of this code section is available at the office of the city clerk or online at municode.com. The agenda and materials for each item on the agenda for this meeting was published and made available to the CCTF in advance of the meeting. The materials for each item on the agenda are available during business hours at the city clerk's office and online 24 hours a day at miamigov.com. Any person may be heard by the CCTF through the chair and pursuant to the published notice for not more than 2 minutes on any proposition before the CCTF unless modified by the chair. Since this is a virtual meeting as authorized by the governor of the state of Florida, members of the public wishing to provide public comment can do so by uploading a pre-recorded video or voice message. Pre-register for a callback to provide live public comment, submit public comment via the city's public comment form, or provide live public comment at City Hall. I will provide more details in a moment, and more can be found at miamigov.com/virtual boards. All comments submitted will be included as part of the public record for the virtual meeting and will be considered by the CCTF prior to taking any action. The city will accommodate speakers in person at City Hall, subject to all emergency measures in place to prevent the spread of COVID-19 and subject to screening for COVID-19 symptoms. Any person exhibiting any symptoms will not be permitted to enter City Hall. All interested parties are required to abide by all state, county, and local emergency orders and are urged to remain at home and practice social distancing. If a proposition is rescheduled, the opportunity to be heard may be at such a later date before the CCTF takes any actions. When addressing the CCTF, the members of the public must first state his or her name, address, and what item they are speaking on. When the CCTF takes action or votes on any proposition before it, it will do so by roll call, which will be recorded and included in the record. The Code Compliance Task Force is not a quasi-judicial board, and therefore none of its recommendations can be appealed or are required to be followed as they are recommendations. A video of this meeting may be requested at the Office of Communications or viewed online at miamigov.com. Please silence all cell phones and other noise-making devices. Any person with a disability requiring assistance, auxiliary aids, or services for this meeting may notify the hearing board liaison. Please note that the CCTF members have generally been briefed by city staff or any other necessary party on items for today's agenda. Items shall be produced in accordance with the list of scheduled items unless changed by agreement at the CCTF meeting. Members of the general public are not required to be sworn in by oath or affirmation. Pursuant to ordinance number 13914, city staff may be sworn in by city hearing board staff or the city clerk remotely by audio video communication technology from a location within the state of Florida, provided city staff can be positively identified. The members of the CCTF shall disclose any ex parte communications to remove any presumption of prejudice pursuant to Florida Statute 286.0115. Access and public comment accommodations, access to the meeting. The City of Miami is using is Zoom to hold the meeting of the CCTF. Zoom is a cloud platform for video and audio conferencing, collaboration, chat, and webinars across mobile devices, desktops, telephones, and room systems. In order to ensure that the public has the ability to view the meeting, the City Communications Department will broadcast the meeting through all the usual channels and avenues that are provided when a CCTF meeting is held fully at City Hall. The meeting can be viewed live on Miami TV, miamigov.com/TV, or on channel 77 if located within the city of Miami. The broadcast will have closed captioning. The meeting will also be on YouTube. Additionally, the city selected a virtual platform that does not require the public to purchase or download any additional software or equipment to watch the meeting. Aside from the Zoom platform and that the participants will be appearing remotely, the public will have no discernible difference in their ability to watch the meeting. The city has developed several new methods of ensuring public comment for virtual meetings. It has established 4 new options. The first option allows the public to provide comments via the city's dedicated public comment voicemail by calling 305-250-5343, where individuals will leave a 2-minute message that will be played during the virtual meeting. The second new option allows for the public to submit a 2-minute video to be played during the virtual meeting. The third option allows the public to submit comments via an online comment form. Comments submitted through the comment form will be distributed to the CCTF members throughout the day so that the board can consider them prior to taking any action. Additionally, the online comment form will remain open during the meeting to accept comments and be distributed to CCTF members up until the chair closes public comment. The fourth option allows the public to pre-register online or by calling 305-250-5344 to provide live public comment by phone during the virtual meeting. For all 4 of these options, all comments received will be included in the public record of the meeting. The city created a simple set of instructions explaining how the public may submit their comments. Those instructions were provided in the notice and published online at miamigov.com/virtual boards. Additionally, like any other CCTF meeting, the public may provide public comment at City Hall. As previously mentioned, all speakers desiring to appear in person will be subject to all applicable emergency measures in place to prevent the further spread of COVID-19 and subject to screening for symptoms of COVID-19. Any person exhibiting symptoms will not be permitted to enter City Hall, but can participate through the remote options described above. These 5 public comment options established and provided for the CCTF comply with section 286.0114 and section 120.54 of the Florida statutes. The city published an agenda as well as included in the notice of public the notice to the public, the items and topics that will be discussed at this virtual meeting. Additionally, the public has been given an opportunity to provide public comment during the meeting at City Hall and via the online public comment form, and within reasonable proximity in time before the meeting via the public comment, voicemail, video upload, online public comment form, and live callback options. Moreover, Section 286.01144C specifically authorizes the city to prescribe procedures or forms for an individual to use in order to inform the board or commission of a desire to be heard, to indicate his or her support, opposition, or neutrality on a proposition. The city, through its 5 public comment options, has provided 5 different procedures and forms to indicate their support, opposition, and neutrality on items and topics to be discussed at this virtual board meeting. The city provided information on how to submit comments in the notice to the public and on the dedicated webpage. CCTF members, are you comfortable with all the notice provisions and uniform rules and procedures we have established for this meeting? If so, please say yes.
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 Okay. Sorry, it's a little long, but it
We want
includes
you to
everything.
We want you to repeat it again.
No, you don't. Maybe if I was that guy from the speedy car commercials. Right, what was it, whatever it was, one of the fast talking guy.
Mike,
Well, I have a question.
Yes.
I have a question. If we don't have a quorum, I'm looking at the agenda. Besides being able to discuss maybe the political campaign signs on a public right of way, are we not allowed to set the calendar or even vote for a chair or vice chair?
You
Without a
can't do
quorum?
anything. No, you need a quorum to take any action, to take any sort of vote or anything like that.
So basically, the only agenda item we can discuss is the public signs, the campaign
Right,
signs.
or, and I don't know, I think I saw somebody was at the City Hall. I don't know if they were still there. Somebody
All
was at the laptop, but yes.
That's probably Miguel or DOIT.
Okay,
All right, well, if we can hear from them first, if there's somebody there, let's do that.
that's Miguel. So,
That's
there's no one?
security.
So we have nobody. Let me ask you before we go forward with regards to the vacancies on the board, will they be filled before our next meeting or no?
One would hope.
When is our scheduled next meeting?
Monday, November 30th.
So we have some time, and it'll be live. It should be live then. We'll be at City Hall.
Okay, I'd rather discuss even the campaign stuff if the other member agrees with a little bit more than just 2 people. So I would make a motion to adjourn till the next meeting.
Okay,
Yes.
I think that's fair.
I agree with that. Yes.
And we have addressed the issue of just so you know, the 2 resignations, so people are aware. So hopefully we'll get some appointments coming up at the next meeting.
All right. So if we can adjourn, that'd be great. I mean, I don't even know, without a quorum, can I even make a motion to adjourn?
I think that, yes, we're
I'll
not,
second that motion if it matters.
but I do apologize, I wish we could have done better, but we'll meet the next time. I believe everything should be in person. The dais at City Hall has plexiglass covering the front of it and plexiglass panels in between each seat.
All right.
And we've had code enforcement hearings and unsafe structures and ticket appeals live at City Hall now since the end of September. It's been going very well. Anybody who comes, you only come in one at a time. They take care of their case and they leave. It takes it a little bit longer, but it's still extremely effective and people feel very comfortable.
Will these items be added to that agenda? Or is that agenda full or is it pretty much open for the next meeting?
The items automatically roll over to the next meeting.
Okay. All right. That's the idea then. Fine. I guess we'll see you guys in November.
All right, we'll see you in November. We'll see you in November since we lack quorum today. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
for your time.
Thank you
care.
very much. Thank you.
Take care.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.